Imagine dropping an American semi truck into the middle of a tiny Italian village. Stone buildings, narrow streets, and a roundabout barely wider than a fountain. Now imagine that truck trying to take a 90-degree turn. It would not. And that's where the story begins. At first glance, American and European trucks look like they belong to different species. In the US, you will see long chrome noses stretching forward like a metal highway shark. In Europe, the front is flat, chopped off, almost like someone sliced the truck with a giant knife. Same job and same purpose. So why do they look completely different? The answer isn't style, it's survival. For decades, American trucks actually looked similar to European ones. Cab-over designs were common, where the driver sits directly above the engine, compact, efficient, and practical. Then in the early 1980s, something changed. The US adjusted its transportation laws. Instead of limiting the total length of the truck and trailer combined, the regulations focused mainly on the trailer length. The small legal shift changed everything. Suddenly, manufacturers realized something powerful. If only the trailer length mattered, they could stretch the truck itself as much as they wanted. So they did. They pulled the engine forward, built a long hood, and created the iconic conventional American semi-longer front, bigger cabin, more space. And since America is filled with massive interstate highways stretching for thousands of miles in straight lines, that long wheelbase became an advantage. It made trucks more stable at high speeds, smoother on long hauls, more comfortable for cross-country trips that could last days or even weeks. In the United States, trucking isn't just a job, it's a lifestyle. Drivers often live on the road, and that long design allows for massive sleeper cabs, mini apartments with beds, refrigerators, storage, sometimes even entertainment systems. The truck became a home. Now cross the Atlantic. Europe didn't change its rules the same way. Strict limits remained on the total vehicle length, truck and trailer combined. Every extra inch in front of the driver meant one less inch for cargo, and less cargo means less profit. So European engineers had to think differently. They pushed the cabin forward, flattened the front, moved the driver above the engine. Every centimeter saved at the front meant more space at the back. But regulations weren't the only reason. Geography played an even bigger role. America was largely built in the age of cars. Wide highways, large intersections, long straight roads designed for scale. Europe is older, much older. Its cities weren't designed for trucks. They were built centuries ago for horses and foot traffic. Medieval town centers, tight alleyways, sharp corners, narrow roundabouts carved into ancient streets. A long American truck would struggle in many of these places. European trucks had to be agile, compact, capable of tight turning angles. By placing the driver over the front axle and shortening the wheelbase, European cab-over trucks gained a tighter turning radius. They could maneuver through spaces that would trap a long-nosed semi instantly. One design mastered open highways, the other mastered tight urban survival. Even the driving experience is different. In a European cab-over, you sit high and forward. Visibility is incredible. You can see almost directly down to the road in front of you. Critical in crowded cities with cyclists and pedestrians. But you're also sitting closer to the front axle. You feel more bumps, more road texture, and more vibration. In an American conventional truck, the driver sits behind the engine. The long hood acts as a buffer. The ride feels smoother, especially on long, straight roads. And in a high-speed highway collision, that long nose provides a larger crumple zone for protection. Two continents, two environments, two solutions, neither is better. They are just answers to different problems. One is a highway cruiser built for endless horizons. The other is a precision tool built for ancient streets. And here the fascinating part. If you change the laws or the roads, the design would change too. Because vehicles aren't just shaped by engineers, they are shaped by history, by geography, and by politics. So the next time you see a truck on the road, look at its front. Is it long and stretched forward like it's chasing the horizon? Or is it flat and compact, ready to squeeze through tight corners? That single detail tells you exactly what kind of world it was built to survive in. And that's the simple history hiding in something we see every day.